You are here right now. You're fully present, breathing, listening to us.
Mm-hmm.
Yet, well, we all know, one day you won't be. It's this profound universal truth, isn't it? Often kind of shrouded in silence.
Yeah, it's a conversation we tend to put off.
Exactly. But today, on the deep dive, we're actually going to lean into that silence. We want to explore it.
Right.
We're embarking on, well, a unique and deeply reflective journey. We're looking into death, absence, memory, and legacy.
And through a very particular lens.
Yes, a philosophical and strikingly personal lens, and drawing insights from East Asian thought, too.
That's key.
Our mission today is really to unpack the often unspoken truths about our departure, to explore what truly endures beyond our physical presence, and to guide you through a source that honestly challenges many of our conventional ideas about permanence and meaning.
It really does.
The core question before us, for all of us, is simple but incredibly complex. What happens when you leave? It's a question that, resonated deeply with Ralph Waldo Emerson. He wrote, "It is not length of life, but depth of life."
A classic. And so relevant here.
So today, we'll explore what that depth truly signifies, especially when we face our inevitable departure, and how understanding it might just reframe how we see our time here.
And that profound query is precisely where our source material for this deep dive really shines. We're drawing our insights from a really poignant piece. It's titled, "When You Leave, Meditations on Absence and Meaning."
By Lóng Tíng, right?
Exactly, by the insightful Lóng Tíng. And, this isn't a textbook. It's not some dry academic paper or even a conventional philosophical treatise.
It feels different.
It really does. It feels much more like a deeply meditative, reflective exploration. Almost like reading a personal journal entry that invites you to pause, breathe, and just genuinely consider these weighty questions for yourself.
Yeah, it has that quality.
And while Lóng Tíng's original work is a solo reflection, almost like a monologue, our deep dive here will collaboratively extract the most potent insights specifically for you, the listener.
We'll kind of unpack it together.
Right. We'll offer multiple perspectives, try to connect the dots between ideas that might seem disparate, and help you navigate these often, uncomfortable realities with clarity and maybe some purpose.
And it's important to say the goal isn't sadness, is it?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
It's crucial to emphasize that. Our goal here is absolutely not to dwell on sadness or to cultivate despair. Quite the opposite, actually.
Okay.
Our intention is to gain a deeper sense of clarity and perhaps even find a profound sense of peace by understanding the ephemeral nature of our existence. And, maybe more importantly, by truly grasping the lasting power of our impact.
That lasting power.
Yeah. And the source even touches upon ancient philosophical groundings, particularly elements of Taoist thought, which offer this remarkably different lens on death, viewing it not as a final, abrupt end, but more as a natural and inevitable return.
A return. That's interesting.
It is. It's a perspective that invites a different kind of contemplation, a quieter one, perhaps.
So let's begin to unpack this then. Because the source material, it immediately throws us into the raw, immediate aftermath of someone's passing.
Right away, yeah.
It describes it with such vivid, almost tactile detail. Your family will cry, your friends will post old pictures, maybe videos, that kind of thing.
The familiar rituals.
People will say things like, "Gone too soon, you'll never be forgotten." And this just resonates so profoundly with our universal human tendency, doesn't it?
It absolutely does.
That immediate, almost instinctive need to memorialize someone the moment they're gone.
You see it everywhere, especially now.
Especially now, yeah, amplified by the digital age. Social media turning private grief into this huge collective outpouring of remembrance.
Like a global pause.
Yeah, exactly. A collective gasp in the world just for a moment to acknowledge a life that was a space that's now empty.
It truly is a fundamental human response, isn't it? An immediate, sort of visceral way to process the shock of grief and to publicly honor the person's memory.
In those phrases you mentioned.
Yeah, gone too soon. You'll never be forgotten. They really serve a crucial psychological function for the living. They're not just cliches,
They feel like more than that.
They do. They act as a comforting balm against the harsh, often overwhelming reality of loss. They offer this powerful sense of reassurance, an affirmation that the person mattered.
That their life meant something.
Exactly. That their life held significance, and that their essence will somehow continue to exist within the collective consciousness, not just vanish into the ether.
It's like a promise.
It's almost a desperate promise we make, isn't it? To ourselves and to the memory of the deceased, that their story, their impact, won't simply disappear. There's such a profound human need to believe in some form of continuity.
Especially when faced with finality.
Precisely. Even when confronted with absolute finality.
And it's a promise we desperately want to believe, a comfort we really cling to. But here's where the source material takes a fascinating and, frankly, uncomfortable turn.
Yeah, this is where it gets challenging.
It directly confronts that comforting belief with a stark, challenging truth. It asserts, quite bluntly, but the truth, you will be forgotten.
Oof. Straightforward.
Not out of cruelty, but because life doesn't pause long enough for memory to hold everything. That's a truly stark realization, isn't it?
It really is. It cuts deep.
It challenges the very core of our desire for lasting remembrance, our yearning for some permanent mark.
And it's crucial to understand the why behind it.
Right. It's not about malice or indifference from those left behind. It's not a judgment on their love or loyalty at all.
No, it's something more fundamental.
Instead, it speaks to a deeper reality about, well, the nature of human memory and the relentless forward momentum of life itself.
What's truly fascinating here is the brutal, almost unsettling honesty of that assertion. It acknowledges the natural and, in many ways, unavoidable limits of collective human memory.
We just can't hold it all.
Exactly. Our brains, our individual lives, and yeah, our collective society, we're simply not designed to meticulously hold on to every single detail, every memory of every single person we've ever encountered.
Life just keeps coming.
Life, as the source so aptly puts it, is this overwhelming, relentless current. It doesn't stop. It simply cannot stop for anyone, not even for the most profound personal loss.
That's the uncomfortable truth.
It is. It's a deeply human, albeit uncomfortable truth, that the world keeps spinning, demands keep arising. The source uses these incredibly poignant everyday examples to illustrate this.
Like what?
There's a moment, a quiet hour, where the absence is sharp, and then someone's alarm rings.
Ah, yeah, mundane things.
A kid needs help with homework, a deadline reappears. These aren't traumatic events, right? But their cumulative effect is profound. They pull us inexorably back into the present moment.
Exactly. It's those mundane, inescapable demands of daily life that subtly, almost imperceptibly begin to push memories aside.
Not maliciously.
Not at all. But out of sheer necessity. It's not a conscious decision to forget, is it?
No, it's more like displacement.
Right. It's the sheer volume of new information, new responsibilities, new joys, new sorrows that constantly flood our awareness.
That initial quiet hour?
Yeah, that acute, piercing feeling of absence, the immediate shock of loss, it dissipates with surprising speed, doesn't it?
It really does. Faster than we expect sometimes.
The world doesn't consciously decide to move on. It just does. It's a quiet, almost imperceptible shift, but its power is undeniable. The source really compels you to confront the idea that this isn't a judgment on anyone's love or loyalty. It's just a simple, unavoidable reality of existence.
A testament to life's inherent drive for continuity.
Yeah.
And that observation is profoundly insightful. It speaks to how rapidly the immediate, profound impact of a loss begins to integrate into the ongoing rhythm of everyday life.
It just gets absorbed.
Yeah. The initial all-consuming shock of grief, while intense, gradually gives way to the practicalities of living. And those practicalities, however mundane, relentlessly demand our attention and energy.
You have to keep going.
You do. The emotional space that was once entirely consumed by the void left by absence gradually starts to accommodate the necessities of the present moment.
Like a river around a rock.
That's a great analogy. Like a river that briefly eddies around a fallen rock, but then inevitably finds its way around it, its flow continuing. It's a testament to life's inherent drive for continuity, for adaptation. And it's a powerful, maybe even humbling reminder that while we may wish for eternal, unchanging remembrance,
The reality is different.
the very nature of human existence, and indeed of time itself, is one of constant flux, adaptation, and forward motion. It invites us to consider what kind of memory, then, truly has a chance to linger.
If not the everyday recall.
Exactly, if not the constant, vivid presence of everyday recall.
Which leads us to another fascinating and maybe even more uncomfortable notion in the source, our perceived essentialism.
Ah, yes. This one stings a bit.
It states, you think you're essential, you probably were, but not in the way you imagined.
Ouch. Right.
This directly challenges a really deeply ingrained belief many of us hold that our specific roles, particularly in professional or organizational settings, are somehow irreplaceable.
That the whole thing would just collapse without us.
Yeah, that the machinery would grind to a halt, We dedicate so much of our lives to building careers, climbing ladders, striving to make ourselves indispensable.
In our companies, our clubs, our social circles.
Everywhere, there's a deep-seated human need to feel needed, isn't there? To feel critical to the functioning of something larger than ourselves.
It's truly a direct hit to the ego, isn't it? We invest an enormous amount of our identity, our sense of self-worth, into our professional roles.
Believing we're foundational.
Often believing that our unique expertise, our specific contributions, are absolutely foundational to the operation. But the source lays out these practical realities with striking, almost clinical clarity.
What does it say?
Your seat at work, filled, your login credentials, deleted, your ongoing project, reassigned.
Wow, just like that.
Just like that. This highlights the crucial distinction between the functional aspect of our roles and the personal aspect of our being.
So the function versus the person.
Exactly. While you as an individual might be deeply missed on a personal level, the function you performed is almost immediately absorbed, redistributed, and re-executed by others. The system adapts.
And it's truly astonishing how swiftly that adaptation occurs. The source paints this vivid, almost unsettling picture.
Yeah, it's quite stark.
Maybe there's a memorial email, maybe a candle at your desk, maybe someone even cries. Okay, that's the personal side.
Right.
But then still by Friday, HR is already interviewing because your role remains even if you don't.
That speed, it's jarring.
That almost unsettling efficiency of replacement, it's incredibly stark. It powerfully underscores how complex systems, whether they're huge corporations, local clubs, even families, are inherently designed for continuity.
For resilience.
For resilience, for moving forward beyond any single individual. It's not about disrespect, it's about pragmatism.
It's about the pragmatic reality of function. If we connect this to the bigger picture, it speaks volumes about the incredible resilience of institutions and the fundamental functional nature of society itself.
It reminds me of that quote.
De Gaulle.
Yeah, Charles de Gaulle's profound statement. The graveyards are full of indispensable men.
Precisely. And that quote isn't meant to be dismissive or cynical, really. It's more a powerful and pragmatic recognition.
A recognition of what?
That no matter how vital we perceive ourselves to be, how deeply we embed ourselves into a system, the world, in its vast complexity, inevitably finds a way to carry on.
It's a challenge to our ego.
It's a fundamental challenge to our personal sense of importance within a larger, self-sustaining system. Your absence undeniably creates a gap, sure, but that gap is almost immediately assessed, measured, and addressed.
The machine keeps running.
The company survives. The club continues its activities. The rehearsals for the play go on. Life truly doesn't skip a beat for long.
So reflecting on all this swift replacement, this functional nature of our roles, what does this mean for you, the listener? It really shifts our focus, doesn't it?
It has to.
It moves us away from worrying about being indispensable in a purely operational sense, the fear that the company might crumble without us.
Which it almost certainly won't.
Right. It moves us to a much deeper consideration of what kind of impact truly lasts, beyond the job title, beyond the project deadline, beyond the tasks we perform.
It forces us to confront the reality that our value to a system is often task-based, a cog in the machine, maybe.
Rather than soul-based. That's a good way to put it. So if our professional roles are so transient, then where should our true efforts lie? What should we focus on?
Precisely. It compels us to critically reconsider where we truly place our energy, our ambitions, and our ultimate sense of self-worth.
If the roles are temporary.
If the specific roles we occupy are indeed transient and so quickly filled, then the lasting meaning of our lives must necessarily derive from something else entirely.
Something deeper.
Something deeper, more profound, and more enduring than our functional contributions to a system. It's about recognizing that our professional achievements, while important in context,
they're just part of the machinery.
They're often just a part of the larger, ever-moving machinery of society. This perspective invites us to look inward, to examine what else we bring to the world.
What intangible qualities?
Exactly. What intangible qualities and impacts we cultivate, if the tangible ones are so fleeting. It frees us, in a way, from the pressure of being operationally indispensable.
And redirects our attention.
Redirects our attention to a different kind of legacy.
This brings us to another pivotal point in the source material, the broader concept of permanence, or perhaps more accurately, the myth of it.
Yeah, the illusion of permanence.
We've touched on how swiftly daily life moves on and how quickly our professional roles are filled. Now, the source expands this to encompass almost everything we strive to build and accumulate.
All the external stuff.
A name, a title, a reputation, our carefully managed inboxes, our meticulously planned calendars, our KPIs.
Key performance indicators, yeah. We track those things obsessively sometimes.
You do. We meticulously track and manage these things, often acting as if these tangible achievements, these external markers, will define us forever, like they're the bedrock of our lasting legacy.
It's a powerful, almost inherent human tendency, isn't it?
Yeah.
We instinctively strive for these external markers of success and identity,
Thinking they'll immortalize us somehow.
believing deep down that they will be the enduring record of our time here. But the source delivers a truly stark, almost bracing reality check.
What does it say?
It states, unflinchingly, but in the end, nobody remembers your KPIs. Nobody whispers your resume at your funeral.
Wow, that's blunt.
It is. And it's not just a casual observation. It's a profound challenge to the very notion that our quantifiable achievements, our professional accolades, or our material successes are what truly define our lasting presence.
Or measure our ultimate worth.
Exactly. It's a powerful dismantling of the idea that our legacy is built on a collection of metrics.
So if those tangible achievements, our KPIs, our resumes, our titles don't define us in the long run, then what does?
That's the crucial question.
This is where the source material makes a really important pivot, isn't it? A reorientation that can fundamentally shift our entire understanding of legacy.
It really can.
It asks us to look beyond the material, beyond the professional, beyond the achievements we've so meticulously collected and curated.
It's an invitation to seek permanence in an entirely different dimension.
Okay, so what is that dimension?
This truly raises an important, maybe even existential question. If all those external markers, all those tangible accumulations inevitably fade or are shed, then what, if anything, truly remains?
Right. What's left?
The core idea, the profound revelation from the source, is both incredibly powerful and deceptively simple. They remember one thing: how you made them feel.
How you made them feel.
Think about the implications of that. You can't take your thousands of social media followers with you, or the precise balance of your savings account,
Or your perfect morning routine.
or even that meticulously planned, optimized 10-step morning routine you perfected over years. The source states it plainly, almost clinically. They'll close your accounts, box your clothes, sell your car.
Everything gets dealt with.
All of that material accumulation, all of that external identity, all the carefully constructed layers of self we present, they are shed with an almost absolute clinical efficiency.
The physical stuff is transient.
Absolutely. The physical manifestations of our lives are transient.
It's a complete stripping away, isn't it? A profound unburdening of all that is external and material. And when all those layers are peeled back, what remains is something intangible, yet incredibly profound. An emotional wake, a resonance.
That's a good way to put it, an emotional wake.
This observation aligns perfectly and powerfully with Maya Angelou's impactful quote, which the source echoes.
The famous one.
Yeah. They may forget what you said, but they will never forget how you made them feel.
Such a powerful truth.
It isn't just a pleasant sentiment or some inspiring advice, is it? It's a deep psychological and emotional truth.
It really is.
The lasting impact of kindness, of truly holding space for someone in their moment of need, of genuine, authentic presence. These are the qualities, the experiences that lodge themselves deepest in memory.
And resonate most profoundly through time.
Yes.
Absolutely. The source elaborates on this beautifully, painting a vivid picture of this enduring emotional impact. If you gave kindness, it lingers.
It stays.
If you held space, people will feel it for years. If you were present, really present, you become part of someone's healing.
Wow.
This kind of legacy isn't about grand public gestures, is it? It's not about impressive accolades or monuments erected in your name.
It's smaller, more intimate.
It's about the small, consistent, authentic ways you interacted with others. The quiet moments of connection. It's about the emotional imprint you consciously or unconsciously leave on the lives you touch.
The atmosphere you create.
Exactly. It asks us to consider what sort of emotional atmosphere we cultivate around us throughout our lives, because that, the source argues, is the atmosphere that truly persists.
Long after we're gone.
Long after our physical departure. It's an energy, a resonance that continues to ripple outward.
And the source goes further, declaring that this emotional legacy is more permanent than anything made of steel.
That's a powerful image.
It really is, almost startling. It suggests that the fleeting, corroding nature of material things, however seemingly solid or grand, just pales in comparison to the enduring power of genuine human connection.
And the emotional impact we have.
Yes, it forces you, the listener, to confront a crucial question. Where should you truly be investing your finite energy, your precious time?
The KPIs or the kindness.
Right. Is it in chasing ever higher KPIs, those transient metrics, or in cultivating meaningful, impactful, authentic relationships, investing in the emotional well-being of those around you?
Because when everything else is stripped away,
And material fades and the titles dissolve.
it's those feelings, those echoes of connection that truly remain.
That's what lasts.
It really reframes our entire understanding of value, doesn't it? It profoundly suggests that the true architecture of our lasting legacy isn't built from concrete or steel or even digital data points,
But from something invisible.
but rather from the invisible yet incredibly potent threads of connection and empathy that we weave throughout our lives.
So when we consider what truly lasts,
What truly echoes through time, it's not the tangible monuments or the impressive titles that resonate, but the quiet, persistent echoes of kindness, compassion, and genuine human connection.
this shift in perspective is huge.
Absolutely crucial.
Yeah.
It fundamentally redefines what success or a life well lived might truly mean, especially when viewed through the lens of what endures beyond our physical presence.
It makes you rethink your priorities.
It invites a reevaluation of our daily priorities, definitely.
This next part of the source material hits particularly hard, I think, because it turns the lens directly on us, the living,
Right back at us.
with an urgent and really personal query. It poses what it calls the harder question. What will your last message be?
That's heavy.
And then it provides some incredibly concrete, relatable, and, well, frankly, a little uncomfortable examples of what that last message might look like.
Right.
Was it a rushed email, a cold goodbye, a missed call? These aren't dramatic, movie moments.
No, these are the everyday things.
There are the everyday imperfections, the casual oversights, the moments of distraction in our daily interactions, the small, seemingly insignificant threads that make up the tapestry of our relationships.
And that's precisely what makes this section so impactful, isn't it? It's not about some grand, perfectly articulated final statement before one passes.
No, it's much more mundane.
Instead, it directs our attention to the mundane, often overlooked details of our daily communications. The seemingly inconsequential moments that, in retrospect, could hold immense weight.
And it forces us to consider.
The emotional residue we leave behind with our very last conscious interaction, however casual or unintentional it might have been.
Wow.
The source then asks an incredibly profound follow-up question. Would someone feel regret or peace after your departure?
That is a pivotal question.
Isn't it? Because it shifts the focus from our own feelings about our lives, our own sense of accomplishment or regret, to the feelings, the emotional state of those we inevitably leave behind.
How did we leave them?
Exactly. It highlights the lasting impression of our final communication, whether it was intentional or not.
It certainly makes you pause and wonder, doesn't it, about those casual, offhand remarks, those moments when we're just too busy or distracted.
Or maybe too self-absorbed to be fully present.
Yeah. What if that mundane, unconsidered moment, that fleeting interaction, was the very last impression we left? What if that was the last thread connecting us?
It's a powerful, almost unsettling prompt for deep introspection.
Urging us to consider the quality of our presence in every interaction.
It absolutely is. And this deeply personal reflection quickly connects to an even deeper psychological truth. It delves into the profound weight of the unsaid.
The unspoken burdens.
The unspoken burdens we carry, the source probes further, asking us directly.
And do you still carry resentments? Do you owe someone an apology, a thank you, a moment of truth?
These are tough questions.
They are. And this is where Sigmund Freud's powerful and often quoted insight becomes incredibly relevant, maybe even chillingly so.
Which one?
Unexpressed emotions will never die. They are buried alive and will come forth later in uglier ways.
That's a truly chilling thought, isn't it? The idea that our internal emotional baggage, our grudges, our unacknowledged debts of gratitude, our unspoken truths.
They don't just vanish. They don't just dissipate into thin air. Instead, they fester, they calcify. They become a burden not just for us, but for the relationships we nurture or fail to nurture.
Suggesting a very real cost.
A tangible cost to emotional dishonesty or avoidance.
It undeniably speaks to the immense psychological burden of unresolved emotions, a burden that extends far beyond the individual carrying them.
It affects others, too.
It impacts their present relationships and, crucially, shapes the emotional landscape they leave behind for others. Unresolved conflicts, unspoken gratitude, unaddressed apologies.
They don't just disappear when we do.
No, they don't magically disappear with our passing. They create a tension, a disharmony, an unresolved chord that can continue to resonate.
Impacting people for years.
Sometimes for years, long after the person is gone. Imagine the profound regret someone might carry if they knew deep down there was an apology owed, or a truth that desperately needed speaking.
But the chance slipped away. Forever.
Exactly. It's an emotional legacy that could be quite heavy for those left behind.
The urgency implied by this whole section is palpable, isn't it? The question, what if you don't get another chance?
It's not theoretical.
It's a very real, very present possibility for all of us every single day. This perspective truly encourages living with profound intention.
And emotional honesty.
And unwavering emotional honesty now, doesn't it? It pushes us, compels us to address those lingering resentments, offer those overdue apologies or heartfelt thank yous.
Speak our truth while we can.
Speak our truth while we still possess the opportunity. Because, as the source so gently reminds us, you truly never know which moment, which interaction will ultimately be your last.
It changes how you see daily life.
It transforms our daily interactions into opportunities for profound meaning.
Indeed. And it's less about fear of what's to come, I think, and more about a profound call to proactive emotional hygiene.
Cleaning the slate.
To clear the emotional slate, not just for ourselves, but for the peace of mind of those we love. It's about ensuring that the last message we potentially leave is one of peace, resolution, and genuine connection.
Rather than regret or unspoken words.
Rather than one laden with lingering regret or the burden of unspoken words, this section, far from inducing anxiety, is really about empowerment.
How so?
The empowerment to live a life of profound emotional integrity, a life that benefits not only ourselves, but also enriches the lives of everyone who shares our journey, however briefly.
Ensuring our emotional wake is clear.
Ensuring our emotional wake is one of clarity and not complication.
Okay, let's zoom out now, because the source takes us on this breathtaking journey from the intensely personal and immediate
All the way out.
to the absolutely cosmic. It asks us to consider our place on a scale so grand it's almost impossible to really comprehend.
The big picture.
You are a speck on a spinning sphere, orbiting a distant star in a galaxy among billions.
Humbling, isn't it?
Immediately humbling, a reminder of our almost infinitesimally small place in the vastness of the universe, a universe that existed long before us and will continue long after.
It truly does put our individual existence into a staggering, almost overwhelming perspective. The source then quantifies our brief existence with this stark number.
What is it?
You live for maybe 80 years? Out of 13.8 billion?
13.8 billion, the age of the universe.
That's the estimated age, yes. The challenging, almost overwhelming conclusion drawn from this cosmic perspective is that for most of the universe, you were never noticed.
Never noticed. Wow.
It's an incredibly potent way to illustrate our fleeting nature, our ephemerality, and the sheer, unimaginable scale of cosmic time and space.
Our lives are just a flicker.
From this grand vantage point, yes. Infinitesimally brief, and in the vast cosmic tapestry, largely unremarked upon, we are but a flicker.
And yet, amidst this profound, almost crushing sense of cosmic insignificance, the source introduces that J.K. Rowling quote.
Right, the one about death.
To the well-organized mind, death is but the next great adventure.
This is such an interesting, almost paradoxical juxtaposition, isn't it?
It really is. Insignificance meets adventure. On one hand, the stark reality of cosmic insignificance, of being unnoticed. On the other, a sense of adventure, a positive frame on something we humans often fear more than anything. It suggests that perhaps our individual meaning isn't derived from being noticed by the universe itself,
But from our own approach.
but rather from how we perceive and approach our own finite journey, even its ultimate end. It seems to be about mindset, about acceptance, maybe.
What's truly fascinating here is how the source then smoothly and profoundly transitions from this grand, almost terrifying cosmic scale
To something else.
to a deeply rooted philosophical perspective, specifically drawing from East Asian thought. It introduces the profound idea that in Chinese thought, death is not a full stop.
Not an end.
It is a return, a folding back into the rhythm of all things. This offers such a stark and illuminating contrast to many Western linear perspectives of life and death,
Where death is final.
where death is so often viewed as an absolute definitive end, a finality that breaks continuity. In Taoist thought, There's a different kind of continuity, a cyclical view.
It profoundly reframes death then, not as termination, but as integration.
As a natural, inevitable integration, exactly. A seamless part of a larger ongoing cycle. The source uses these incredibly poetic and calming analogies to illustrate this.
Like what?
Nature does not panic at the fall of leaves. Water does not resist the shape of the stone. The dale, the way, simply flows.
That's beautiful.
Isn't it? This isn't about a struggle against the inevitable or a defiance of mortality. It's about acceptance, about flowing harmoniously with the fundamental currents of existence.
Recognizing our place in the cycle.
Recognizing our place within a much grander cyclical process.
So the Tao is this cycle.
This is a beautiful distillation of the core concept of the Tao, which in ancient Chinese philosophy, particularly Taoism, represents the fundamental natural order of the universe.
The principle behind everything.
The underlying cosmic principle from which everything originates and to which everything returns. It encompasses the cyclical nature of existence, both growth, decay, and renewal.
All part of the same process.
All understood as part of the same continuous breath, the same ongoing process, an eternal flow. There's a profound sense of peace embedded in this perspective.
A recognition that we're part of it all.
A deep recognition that individual lives, much like leaves falling from a tree or water shaping a stone, are not isolated events, but rather integral components of a larger ongoing cycle.
Harmony, not defiance.
This cyclical view emphasizes harmony with nature, rather than an attempt to conquer or defy it. It's not about being erased. It's about transforming and returning to the source.
Becoming part of the whole again.
Becoming part of the whole once again. It implies a continuation, not an obliteration.
And because of this understanding, this acceptance of death as a return, the way remembrance happens is different too.
The practice of remembrance in many East Asian traditions often takes on a subtly different, often more integrated quality. Yes?
How so?
The source explains, the dead are not erased. They are remembered, included, honored with silence, incense, a cup of tea. Not because they are gone, but because they are still among us. It's not merely about clinging to a fading memory of something lost.
It's about a continuing connection.
It's about maintaining a continuous, almost living connection, a sustained presence within the family or community, a recognition that their essence persists.
It is indeed a profound spiritual and cultural practice, isn't it? It reflects a deep-seated belief that the dead, while physically absent, retain a palpable presence.
A lingering influence.
A lingering influence within the fabric of family and community life. This isn't about their physical presence, but about a spiritual and energetic connection that endures, a continuum, not a break.
And this fundamentally redefines longevity.
In a really meaningful way.
The source encapsulates this beautifully, stating, legacy is not measured by how loud you were, but by how deeply you are missed in the quiet.
Missed in the quiet.
This quiet missing, this deep felt absence that echoes with profound connection and genuine affection is seen as the truest measure of a lasting impact, far more than any grand public recognition.
And this leads us directly to that powerful philosopher's quote, "The source includes."
The one about true longevity.
Yes. To die and yet not be forgotten, that is true longevity. It's not about your name on a monument or your achievements in history books that might fade anyway.
No, it's about being held elsewhere.
It's about being held in the heart, in the quiet, intimate moments of reflection and remembrance. For the feelings you evoked, the kindness you shared, the connections you forged.
That is the essence of true, enduring longevity.
Far beyond the physical lifespan.
Which brings us to the beautiful, almost lyrical, metaphorical conclusion of this section.
The brushstroke.
Yes. You are not a monument. You are a brushstroke on the scroll of time. Some lines fade, others stay. But everyone matters.
Everyone matters.
It's a profound acknowledgement that while our individual physical form, our personal narrative, may indeed pass and dissolve, our contribution, however subtle,
it's still part of the artwork.
It's an integral part of a larger, continuous work of art, the unfolding story of humanity, of existence itself. Even if the line of our individual life eventually fades from immediate memory.
Its impression remains.
Its impression, its unique interaction with other lines, fundamentally shape the overall composition. It's a powerful and profoundly humbling perspective.
Transcending the ego.
It transcends individual ego and places our fleeting existence within a grander, more interconnected, and ultimately more meaningful narrative. We are part of something vast.
And our contribution matters.
Our contribution, however small, is not without meaning.
So, After reflecting on our fleeting presence in the cosmos and the transient nature of our roles and possessions, what does all this truly mean for us, here and now?
Back to the practical.
Back to our daily lives. The source wisely and, I think, empathetically brings the focus back to your agency, listener. It articulates a profoundly empowering truth.
Which is?
You may not get to choose how you die, but you get to choose how you live.
Ah, yes. That's the core of it, isn't it?
It's such a critical, empowering pivot. It transforms what could be a somber reflection into a powerful call to action, a reminder of our inherent power.
We have control over the journey.
It emphasizes that while the ultimate moment of departure is undeniably out of our hands, the entire journey leading up to it, every single step, every single choice, is entirely within our control.
Within our sphere of influence.
Exactly.
And that control lies not in grand sweeping gestures, but in very active conscious choices made in the everyday.
The small things.
The source highlights these choices with clarity and simplicity. You get to show up with kindness, to lead with presence, to love deeply, even if it hurts.
These aren't abstract ideals.
No, they're concrete daily decisions that shape the quality of our being in the world. It's about how you approach each interaction, each relationship, each challenge.
The quality of your presence.
The way you inhabit your life, not just the quantity of your accomplishments or the size of your material gains. It's about the internal orientation, not just the external output.
And it simplifies it even further, pointing to the profound, often overlooked power of simple, genuine communication.
The building blocks of connection.
The most fundamental building blocks, things like simply saying, "I'm sorry, I see you, I'm proud of you, I'm here."
So basic, yet so powerful.
They aren't complex philosophical statements or grand declarations, are they? They are the fundamental building blocks of authentic human connection, empathy, emotional honesty.
The moments of vulnerability.
Of affirmation, of raw presence that truly resonate and linger in the hearts and minds of others, creating those brushstrokes on the scroll of time we talked about.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, these seemingly small, intentional choices, these daily acts of kindness, presence, genuine communication, these constitute your true legacy.
The real story.
The source calls it the real story, the narrative that truly defines your life beyond the external markers. And this is where Chuck Palahniuk's provocative quote.
The one about creating something.
We all die. The goal isn't to live forever. The goal is to create something that will, yes, it takes on a profound, maybe even surprising, new meaning in light of this deep dive.
Because Palahniuk's something often makes us think of tangible things, right? A book, a business, a discovery.
Piece of art, yeah. Something concrete.
But after exploring the enduring power of feelings, of kindness, of emotional impact, how do we reconcile that with Palahniuk's seemingly material-focused something?
Is the something a physical output, or is it maybe?
Or is it, in this context, the intangible yet immensely powerful impact of our character, our presence, our deep, authentic connections?
That's where the deeper meaning seems to reside.
Yeah.
The profound implication here is that even without building a physical monument, without leaving behind a famous invention, or having your name etched into history books.
Our emotional wake is the thing.
Our emotional wake, the positive influence of our kindness, our compassion, our genuine presence on others' feelings, is indeed the something that truly lasts.
A legacy built on empathy.
It's a legacy built not on bricks and mortar, but on empathy, connection, and the quiet resonance of a life lived with intentional kindness.
And this understanding.
This shift in perspective profoundly motivates a different way of living day to day. It transforms our daily focus from simply accumulating external achievements
to cultivating internal qualities.
To actively cultivating internal qualities and enriching our relationships, creating a ripple effect of warmth and genuine connection that truly endures far beyond our physical time.
So, as we bring this deep dive to a close, let's circle back to those core questions posed by the source.
The ones designed to linger.
Exactly. Questions to provoke further thought and self-reflection long after our voices fade. When you leave, who are you?
Were you a storm?
Leaving chaos or powerful change in your wake? A shadow, unnoticed and indistinct, fading into the background.
Or a laugh?
Or a laugh that lit up the room, bringing undeniable joy and light to those around you.
Did you leave warmth?
A comforting, sustaining presence that enriched lives, like embers glowing after a fire, or silence, a void quickly filled with little resonance left behind.
And the big one.
Most importantly, did you leave people better than you found them? Did your presence actively uplift, heal, inspire, or just make their journey a little lighter?
Or did they just move on?
Largely unchanged, your impact fading with the immediate memory, like a footprint washed away by the tide.
Hmm.
And if no one remembers your name, a truth, the source, so gently yet firmly, places before us, challenging our conventional notions of fame or lasting recognition.
Let them remember something else.
Let them remember your kindness. Because even a single moment of love, a genuine connection, a fleeting act of compassion carries an energy that can ripple across lifetimes.
It doesn't just stop.
It doesn't dissipate, but transfers, influencing those who receive it, and through them, countless others down the line.
And that.
That is worth something truly immeasurable. Even for a speck of dust on a small blue planet, no one in the vast cosmos remembers. We invite you to consider what that means for your life, for your interactions, and for the quiet, enduring legacy you're cultivating every single day.